Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk men's basketball. And with us, head coach Bill Sall. Coach, welcome back. And I know it's been a couple weeks, but another great year of Bulldog basketball.
It really was, Rob. This team just did a tremendous job through the course of the season, and I'm very happy for the progress.
Team wrapped up the season 16-11 after a loss to Michigan Tech in the GLIAC tournament and a second straight GLIAC North Division championship. And as you look back, what's maybe your biggest memory of the season?
You know, there's quite a few special ones. Certainly being able to sweep Grand Valley, your rival, in two big games was huge. You know, I think that last game was just a neat thing to see because it kind of really talks about what our season was like. You know, we go into a game where we have to win to have a share of the GLIAC championship, and then had just tremendous play by your seniors, Jarrell Sanders and Dante Molden, and just that will to win that game. It really exemplified a lot of what happened this year.
As you look back on the year, expectations maybe a little bit lower with the group of guys you lost last year off a great team, and as you come back this year, a new group of players for the most part, and they were able to gel together and win a second straight conference title.
Well, they really were, and a lot of that has to do with leadership. Dante Molden, I thought, just did an amazing job of really taking this team, and the one really lone representative of a starter back, as well as a person that had played a lot of minutes and really knew what Bulldog basketball was all about. And he just did a great job of taking some of the younger guys under his wing and just doing a great job of leading us through.
Talk about some of the other guys that played more of a role on last year's team that came back this year and had to play a bigger role in guys like Kenny Brown and Daniel Sutherland.
Mm-hmm. You know, Kenny had a tremendous year. Just really neat to see someone make that kind of progress. In the beginning of the year, he was really the lone guy that could actually score, and he won a few huge games for us. But had just a great body of work all the way around and was recognized as a first-team All-GLIAC player. Nice things we have him back for one more year. Dan Southerland, who was, again, last year, I think 7th, maybe 8th guy off the bench, came into a starter, ended up in the top 20 in scoring in the GLIAC, top 5 in rebounding, was named second-team All-League and first-team to the All-Defensive team of the GLIAC. And really, not only did he just play well, but as an undersized player at 6'3", guarding 6'9", he just did it all the way around. I really thought rebounding was going to be a weakness of ours, and man, did he just do a great job on the glass.
You mentioned Daniel Sutherland making the All-GLIAC team, second team, along with the defensive team. A couple other guys, Kenny Brown, a first-team All-Conference player, and Dante Molden on the All-Defensive team for a second straight year, and some great recognition for those players.
And those are great honors. The All-Defensive team generally becomes what we would say is third team. But, you know, I think the coaches who vote on those awards really recognize Dante and what he meant to us and how good a player he was in the defensive end. He was our spark plug the whole year of just being there and getting after it in every possession. And I just am glad that he got that award and really awarding and deserving of that award.
You mentioned his leadership along with the other seniors, Jarrell Sanders, Jim Boylan, and Spencer Sellner. And talk about the leadership they were able to provide and how that helped carry into this season.
The unexpected of having a team that not only did we had to introduce obviously everybody the first day of school because we had 8 new guys, and I thought it was just a great job from Jarrell and from Jim and Dante and Spencer to just invite that young class in and really make them feel they were part of this team and part of this program. Jarrell, I thought, just did an outstanding job of that, and Jim, who was here for 5 years, Jim Boylan, just couldn't be prouder of everything he exemplifies as far as Ferris State basketball and Ferris State University.
You mentioned some of those younger players you had coming in this year, and some of those guys were able to get some valuable minutes. Dietrich Lever, Drew Lehman, to name a couple, and talk about how important that's going to be as you move forward to next season.
To gain that experience is huge, and you look at the amount of time. You know, both Lehman and Lever played almost 20 minutes. A couple of games, they had big games as far as scoring, but on the defensive end, just learning and understanding what has to happen. And down the stretch, we went to them an awful lot in different situations. And so we have really a backcourt that's going to have a lot of experience and some very good players. And I, you know, you always see the development, I think, of a freshman into that sophomore year. Really see them make that next stride as far as getting bigger, stronger, developing their game, knowing what you have to do. And we're looking forward to those guys continuing to progress and be good players.
As you look back on the year, again, you mentioned the 2 wins over Grand Valley, had a nice winning streak in the middle of the year, and then a tough stretch to finish the season. But as you look back, what are some of the biggest memories and highlights you have from the year?
Certainly the game at Northwood is probably one of the most spectacular second halves I've seen. 15 minutes to go, down 21 at their place. Figured the game's kind of, you know, under wraps. I think we have Kenny Brown scored 21 points in 7 minutes on his own. And to come back and win that game, I think, was instrumental as far as us really making that next stride. And then the next one I look at is a Northern Michigan game at Northern. We played a really bad first half. We had quite a discussion in the locker room, and they came back and took basically, I think it was 12 points down, and were able to win that game convincingly, almost by 16, 17 points. And that was an exciting thing to see, and I think that really spurred us from there to win 6 games in a row. And then you bring up the end of the year, it was disappointing. You know, you're always going to have a little bit of that. You know, we play at Wayne, at Findlay, and at Hillsdale, 2 overtime games, and a game really we had a commanding lead in. You're going to do the coulda, woulda. If we win those games, we probably are an at-large team in the NCAA tournament. Hopefully those are learning experiences for us. So next year, when those moments come, we know what we have to do.
Obviously, along with winning a second straight GLIAC title, another big highlight, actually at the start of the season, had a chance to play at Michigan State, at Michigan, at Central Michigan. How important were those experiences early on as you built through the season?
I think you take them for the experiences that they were. Every one of our guys has the joy of saying, hey, I played on those floors and played against that competition. And those memories, I think, will last forever. I think it's good that we were able to compete in those games. It kind of showed me that, hey, we have some good things in the mix. It's going to take some time, but, you know, we certainly, and in all 3 of those games did ourselves proud. You know, the Central Michigan game, we played them there. I had a chance to win the basketball game at the end. And I think those experiences really carried over to us really becoming a team and understanding what it took to win.
As you look ahead towards next season, obviously some seniors you have to replace, but what does it take for the Bulldogs here in the offseason to prepare for next year and maybe try to win a 3rd straight title?
A tremendous amount of hard work. We're starting today. So we gave them spring break off, and it's back to the weight room this afternoon. It's back to the floor. Again, a large group of freshmen, a couple of redshirts that played. I did not play. That I think will benefit us a lot. Hopefully to bring in about 2 or 3 in our recruiting class. You know, we have to be able to take the lessons that we learned this year, the good and some of the bad, and now take that and over the summer really put that into a lot of hard work and kind of that bad taste in our mouth for the end of the season and a couple of tough losses, and really make it now once we get back into the fall that we're ready to go.
Along with the success you've had, obviously comes some support, and finally talk about maybe the support you've had from the community and the campus here over the last couple of years as you've made these runs.
Well, this was a special year, and I think there's a lot of Bulldog pride in this community and town and in the region. To have 3 teams, you know, win all 3 championships is pretty impressive, and I think not only from the stance of the community and the Big Rapids community, but just to see all the student athletes. I mean, you know, the Hillsdale game was a tremendous game, but to see the whole football team out there supporting, hockey team out there. Last night at the hockey game, seeing a number of our student athletes at the game supporting the hockey team. I think with that success, man, it's just wonderful because it breeds success with the other programs. And, you know, to see the student athletes really rallying around each other has really been a special moment and really will be something I'll treasure for a lifetime.
Coach, your 4th GLIAC title here at Ferris State, and obviously the more you can get the better, and 2 wins over the Lakers is always nice as well.
It is, absolutely. And I think that's a special thing about the accomplishments of the teams that we've had here. Each championship is special unto itself, and you know, this one will really go back, you know, as I look back at probably in another month or so after kind of thinking about some of the bad things, but man, it's been really special and can't be thankful enough for the players that we have.
Thanks for being with us, and congratulations again.
Thanks, Rob.
This has been Ferris Sports Update. Thanks for tuning in.